Jallianwalla Bagh Massacre. Indian rebels and causes. Many of the Indian protesters present at Jallianwalla Bagh were Sikhs, though people of various backgrounds participated. They were protesting against British colonial rule for several reasons. The Rowlatt Act, passed in 1919 without consulting Indian leaders, triggered widespread unrest. It allowed incarceration without trial. The arrests and deportation of prominent political activists like Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu further fueled public anger. There were also rumors that British officers had mistreated Sikh soldiers of the British Indian Army in Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq, during World War I, which ignited tensions. Arrests and prosecutions. In the aftermath of the Jallianwalla Bagh massacre, the British authorities arrested and prosecuted around 10,000 Indians, predominantly in Punjab but also in other provinces. Many were charged with rioting, while others received sentences ranging from simple imprisonment to life imprisonment with hard labor, though the exact numbers are uncertain. Violence by Indians and British role. Some Indian historical accounts suggest that a minority of Indian protesters were also armed and fired shots during the massacre. However, the extent and impact remain contested. British troops under the command of General Dyer were undoubtedly responsible for opening fire on the gathering without warning, resulting in hundreds of casualties. Number of Indians gathered. Estimates of the number of Indians gathered at Jallianwalla Bagh on April 13, 1919 vary greatly, ranging from 10,000 to 20,000. Precise crowd size data is limited given the lack of official records. But by all accounts, a significant number had assembled in defiance of martial law orders banning public gatherings. Sikh honoring of General Dyer. In the aftermath, some Sikh leaders in Punjab extended honors to General Dyer, seen by some as restoring order. For example, the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee (SGPC) bestowed titles like Sher-e-Punjab, Lion of Punjab. However, this was controversial. Many Indian leaders, including Gandhi, were sharply critical of Dyer's actions. Gandhi's stance on General Dyer. Contrary to some claims, Gandhi did not praise Dyer. He was profoundly disturbed by the massacre, calling it a crime against humanity. In 1922, Gandhi cautioned the British against excessively harsh punishment for Dyer, fearing it could lead to unrest. This was mistakenly interpreted by some as approval. Indian newspaper reports. Indian newspapers widely covered the massacre, with some underscoring acts of violence by certain Indian protesters. However, reports also highlighted the overwhelmingly one-sided nature of the shooting by British troops. Repetition of historical narratives. The complex events have been interpreted differently over time. While Indian nationalist narratives emphasized British cruelty, some imperialist accounts exaggerated Indian violence. Balanced modern scholarship benefits from evaluating multiple perspectives. Indian historians' views. Leading Indian historians emphasize the need for nuance in understanding the massacre. While underscoring the atrocity committed by British forces, they advocate recognizing instances of violence within parts of the gathered crowd as well. However, there is broad consensus that the indiscriminate firing on the crowd by British troops was vastly disproportionate, irrespective of any shots potentially fired by some Indians. The Jallianwalla Bagh massacre remains a pivotal yet complex moment in Indian history. Responsibility for the tragedy rests overwhelmingly with the British authorities, but acknowledging the perspective of Indian historical participants can enrich understanding of the full context. Recent scholarship aims for balance by moving beyond simplistic narratives.